It's nearly 1:30 at the time of this recording. I'm wide awake. There's not going to be much editing in this. I'm just going to speak off the cuff and, give y'all some of the rundown and give y'all my opinions. So NASCAR has made a ton of monumental changes in the past week when it comes to addressing racial injustice, the Confederate flag, and Bubba Wallace being at the forefront of all of this, which I gotta say, I'm really proud of Bubba. It's not easy to take on the role and really speak for not only an entire community of people, but also an entire sport, kind of representing all of us. So you got to give Bubba Wallace props. No matter what you think of him as a driver, you got to give him props on that front. That is never easy. I'm conflicted, and the reason I'm conflicted is because when I first started this channel, this was just supposed to be about racing. Obviously, the name Black Flags Matter, take it for, what it is. It's just a funny name. There's really not much deeper meaning to it. I just thought it would be a funny name. I fully just anticipated just to talk about racing, and for a long time we did that. But in recent weeks, true colors have been shown, opinions have been flown around, there's been a lot of name calling, a lot of, arguments on Twitter. It's been crazy. It's been crazy to see who people really are, where they really stand, how they really feel. And then not only that, to constantly see your sport dragged through the mud too. That's never a good thing. And it's been that way for years, and I've just grown so sick of trying to justify my love for racing. Yeah, like I'm not just a NASCAR fan. Like I've really become a racing fan, a motorsports fan. And it's crazy because it comes from from certain people who really preach, being inclusive, doing your own thing, being independent, but then they will shit on you for liking something that's a tad bit different. And obviously I'm under exaggerating when I say, NASCAR's culture, a tad bit different from, NFL, NBA's, that sort of thing. Like y'all get the picture. It sucks to go through that, but I feel finally with this ruling on the whole Confederate flag deal, that NASCAR's image has just skyrocketed all the way to the modern day. And maybe there's a chance that NASCAR can thrive again, like it did in the early 2000s. I don't know if it's going to come back to that level, but now that this whole stigma is gone, now it's never going to fully be erased because, yeah, the history, and also it is based in the South, which I'll get to that in a second. But to finish this point, kudos to NASCAR for stepping up, doing the right thing, having a backbone, and basically saying no. Everyone's inclusive. We're not just going to cherry pick what certain people like, and we're not just going to pander to certain, this was the right thing to do. The racing fans, our generation, my generation, man, we are just so sick and tired of seeing it. And that brings me to my next point. I'm conflicted, on this front as well, because, being mixed, I see both sides. The Confederate flag, to some, is a symbol of Southern pride. It's not necessarily a racist thing to some. Their intentions are, the reason we just fly it is because we love the South, we love its heritage, we it's our Southern pride, it's our own thing. I get that. But if that's the case, why not just fly your state's flag, And I know Mississippi has the Confederate flag on its in its state flag, which they'll probably remove that soon, but in 2020, man, the times have changed. History shouldn't be erased. I don't agree with that. I do feel, though, it should be moved. So, if you do feel that certain way, about, Southern pride, all that stuff, what's wrong with just moving that stuff to a museum, man, Like, I'm not saying totally get rid of it. Because, you do need to address bad things in history. Not everything is all sunshine and roses. You got to address some of the gloom and doom in it. That's part of life. At the same time, though, man, for NASCAR, this was the right call. The Confederate flag is not marketable. It is not marketable in today's day and age. In the year 2020, no. I have had conversations with people who have tried to get into NASCAR, but the one crutch that always just stumbles upon them is always the Confederate flag and the Southern culture, which I don't see anything wrong with Southern culture. Like, that's another thing. Like, stop shitting on Southern culture. Like, I've been down to the South. It's not awful. It's amazing. You know? The South has some shitty people just like any other place. It doesn't mean you should demean a whole subsection of the country. At the same time, though, NASCAR is a Southern sport. It does have a majority white audience. So yeah, I understand you do need to advertise to the majority. And just from what I've gathered, the majority of this country is sick and tired of seeing it. So what do you have to say to that? And I know the whole typical, oh well, it's the liberals, the conservative. Like, dude, it doesn't matter what side you're on, man. Just be on the side of what's right. And this was clearly the right call. And I applaud NASCAR for that. I never thought I would ever see this in my lifetime. And it all happened within the span of a week. Bubba showed out on Sunday, and then NASCAR addressed the issues, during before the beginning of the Atlanta race. And Steve Phelps, who we'll have on the podcast soon, was just straight up. He's like, we got to do better. Our sport has to do better. And he's right. Because, like I said in the beginning, certain people have been exposed. They've been called out. We see them for what they really are now. There have been, I'm not going to say any names, but, certain drivers, and there's been crew chiefs, crew members I've seen. I mean, they're expressing their opinions, which they have every right to. This is America. Just like we have every right to basically condemn them for some of the stuff. Like, it's one thing to say, well, I disagree with this, here's why. It's another to say, well, I quit, I'm done, blah, blah, blah. This is not, which, a certain driver did. I'm like, you baby, man, come on. Like, grow up. This is a new generation of people within the sport who want to see it thrive. America has falsely advertised racing, in the culture for years now. Because if you're really in there, the people who are in the sport, who are actually working, who are at the track, the majority of them are there to work. What does that have to do with Confederate flags and, racism and blah, blah, blah? See, it's all the stuff outside of the sport that we're tired of dealing with. If you're really a fan of the sport and want to see it thrive, you should be for this. Like I said, the Confederate flag is not marketable anymore. Nobody cares. Nobody wants to see it. It's uncomfortable. It's unpleasant. Look, at the end of the day, we got to do better. As a sport, I feel like we have to understand better. We also need to address these issues a lot better too. Because I feel like some of the people I've seen have just been out of control on both sides. On both sides. Like, one side's accusing this of something, and then the other side's accusing, well, you're this, you're that. It's exhausting. That's why I needed the break. And I'm sorry, I know some people are gonna say, well, stop making this about you, BFM. Like, I'm just telling you my truth. I needed the break, and that is why. Because if you follow me, I just try to keep it totally about racing. But in this case, I couldn't. Because if I didn't speak up, and if many others didn't speak up, I know I and others, we couldn't live with ourselves, man. I love this sport. I love racing. I love NASCAR, IndyCar, F1, and I'm starting to get into all the other forms of racing. Trust me, I'm trying to beef up on, the history of those motorsports. I just hope that we will return to some sort of normalcy very soon. I'm really happy and satisfied that NASCAR has made this decision. And I just want to take this time to thank y'all for the support, man. I've seen so much support on Twitter, Instagram, and even on YouTube, even here, even though I've rarely uploaded recently. But I've done, all the posts and stuff like that, and you guys have been supportive, so I really appreciate it. At the end of the day, we got to do better. I really applaud NASCAR for stepping up, and I really applaud most of the motorsports community for stepping up too, because this wouldn't have happened without you guys. You think NASCAR just would have all of a sudden just changed the whole policies on a whim? Nah. Nah. We all had a part in this. Whether, someone will admit it or not, I think the fact is, we all had a part in this. And I really think this is everyone's victory. I feel like now the real change begins with this move. And I feel like, finally, I don't have to justify liking NASCAR anymore, which is so, excuse my language, it's so fucked up to begin with. I shouldn't have even ever had to justify it because, we're all humans. This is America. If you like something, then okay, you like it. You shouldn't be chastised for it. But I mean, in a perfect world, yeah, but we don't live in a perfect world. And maybe now people will finally see the sport for what it really is. They'll finally see motorsports for what it really is, about the racing. The racing. Like, put all this stuff aside, man. We're here to watch racing. If you were just into NASCAR all because some flag represented some sort of fucked up symbol in your head, and now you decide to leave when the flag's banned, you weren't really a fan to begin with. And that's the bottom line. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching and listening to this rant. Let me know in the comments what you think. I want to hear everything. The good, the bad, the ugly, I don't care. I want to hear everything. I want to read everything. I want to hear everything you guys have to say. And again, thank you guys so much for the support, man. It means a lot. Like I said, I'm going to be taking a bit of a hiatus. I'll probably be back sometime in like early July, sometime in like very late June. So really in a couple of weeks, you'll probably see me back, on this channel. There's going to be some changes to this channel. I just want to let you guys know straight up. Black Flags Matter Gaming and IndyCars Matter will be deleted. Whether it's, today or in the coming weeks, it will eventually be deleted. And the reason being is because Black Flags Matter, this main channel is going to rebrand as just a motorsports channel. It's not just about NASCAR. There's so many other varieties, NASCAR, IndyCar, F1, etc. And I know some people always get on me for, well, what about IMSA? Like, IMSA's cool. IMSA's really cool too. So I'm going to try and make all types of motorsports content because I feel like that's the direction we're moving in. We don't just like one thing. I know many of us like multiple forms of racing. So we'll see what happens with that. But I just want to let you guys know. And again, thank you guys so much for the support. It really means a lot, especially through this tough times. And we're going to get through this. We're going to get through this. Just stay positive, man. I'm trying my best to. And be on the lookout because after my hiatus, man, this channel, you thought this channel was, if you thought this channel was good before, you ain't seen nothing yet. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. This is Black Flags Matter. Catch you next time.